Hello, welcome to the Climbing Consciousness. Today I'm going to share a thought experiment with you that I had a few days ago, and I called it Balancing Life Flow. And I made a visual for this. So, there we go. The basic idea is that the flow of life energy is always flowing through you at 100% every second of every day. The best way to distribute this energy in life is to delegate equal amounts of energy flow to 5 categories of life. These categories are broad and could be adjusted upon your interpretation. And I made these categories as service and skills, creativity and passions, family and friends, health and fitness, and spirituality. Think about the blood flow through the body. The heart pumps blood at a set rate that's out of your control, evenly to all organs of the body. Every organ works and benefits the other organs. So when blood flow is evenly distributed to all organs, the body and all of its organs operate effortlessly and naturally. In the same way, life flows as energy at a set rate that's out of your control, and you are the handler capable of distributing the flow evenly to all categories of life. Each category strengthens and benefits the other categories. So when life energy flow is evenly distributed to all categories of life, life is in balance and unfolds effortlessly, naturally, and harmoniously. Here at the bottom, I related these 5 broad categories of life to organs in the body. And I related service and skills to the brain, spirituality to the heart, health and fitness to the lungs, family and friends to the kidneys, and creativity and passions to the reproductive tract. A point that I am making with this analogy is that there is not one category of life that has dominance over any of the other categories. They all need each other, and just like blood has to flow to every organ to flow to the other organs, and for all of the body to work in harmony, I believe that attention and life energy must flow between all the separate parts of life for all of them to be fully expressed. Just like for the brain can solve a complex algebraic equation, but it cannot take food and liquid and digest it and allow it to come out of the body like the kidneys can. So to say the brain is more important than the kidneys, even though the brain is a more impressive part of the body, it doesn't entirely make sense. Because if the kidneys didn't work, then the brain wouldn't work at all. So here is one more part of this analogy, and I've related this again to water flowing into buckets. So imagine the flow of life energy as a constant flow of water, the flow of which is constant and is completely out of your control. To live life afraid of your own light and trying to hide or suppress it would be like trying to put your hands up against the constant water flow to slow it down. Not only would this have no effect on the water flow, but it would see you to be constantly occupied and distracted, attempting to stop the flow. Attempting to slow down the flow of life is an impossible task. Trying to solve an impossible task is one definition in psychology to insanity. And how insane it is to spend all your life trying to stop the flow that is pouring down all the time, outside of your control. The best way to go about this life flow is to accept it in all its power and delegate it evenly to the 5 categories of life to keep balanced. When you live in full acceptance of the power and intensity of the life energy flowing in you, life unfolds effortlessly and naturally, and fear transforms into love. So imagine that you are the handler of 5 buckets connected on a circular ring. Each bucket represents one of the categories of life. The key to staying in balance with life is to arrange so that all of the water flow is flowing into all 5 buckets fairly evenly. If all the water is flowing all in one bucket, the force will cause the whole ring of buckets to tip over. This is what happens when we have a mental breakdown, or a depression, or uncontrollable rage. All of life's flow was pouring in 1 or 2 buckets, with the others being neglected. Learning how to keep water flowing evenly into all 5 buckets is an art. And when mastery is achieved, life is lived in harmony with God, and larger goals that help others can be sought after. And there's a visual. I really like the idea of imagining that there is a constant water supply that relates to the life energy flow. That is, it's out of your control, it's a set flow, and there's no way to diminish it or to stop it from pouring on you. And then life truly becomes a balancing act. So, ponder that. I was thinking about that all yesterday, so.